Our next speaker, Gabriela Mbon, is here to share her podcast guesting journey and success story. So, welcome, Gabriela. We'll get you unmuted and up to the virtual stage here.
I'm a certified coach, an author, and I dedicated over 2 decades helping high achievers and working with couples, power couples, to engineer legendary relationships. And last year, I launched my book, Becoming a Power Couple: 4 Pillars to Engineer Legendary Marriages. And I knew that I wanted to reach more people. Yes, after 2 decades in the industry, people know me. I'm well known within my area and my students, but I knew it was time to go global. Social media was not the right strategy. I knew that. I've been there anyway. So I look for the podcast as the channel to bring my message out. And I actually had several meetings with different companies who offer, I'm not going to say that I now understand probably it's not the same service, but similar services. And from the moment we met, my husband and I met with Jessica, it was very clear that you know exactly what you're doing. And not only you know what you're doing, it's coming from your heart, that you're not just saying empty words. So that sales call that you did with us was it was really what made us sign up with you, because we felt your service, we felt your intuition. So that was the end of September, I would say. I signed up with Interview Connections. The journey has been extremely rewarding in many ways. First of all, interviewing with people that I thought I would never be able to speak with. And I have experience speaking and even teaching, but this has been so revealing to learn to tell stories, to learn to share information that is not in a teaching way. And somehow I can so appreciate the service you provide, because I have a podcast myself, and companies similar to yours contact me, and I can see the difference in the service. Somehow the way you introduced me to every host was very empowering, and you did the heavy lifting. And then closing those podcasts was extremely easy. And every host has been, people follow the consciousness of the leader. So every host has been a pleasure to work with. I think it's a matter of energy match. So yes, I wanted to expand my reach and become a thought leader in the theme of marriage and relationship coaching and building legendary marriages. And I find that halfway through, I think we are, the first year has been, I'm already there in a way. So great visibility. Those hosts, because they're so adorable, actually have become my guests. So it's easy for me to have, to expand my own podcast as well. So I'm going to share the wins right away. I got booked to speak on stage in front of 150 people at the end of April in a 2-day conference about technology. And they wanted to bring an expert in how to manage work-life balance for high achievers and people with dreaming careers. So that was a huge, huge win. One of the hosts asked to work with me. She brought me into her show. She interviewed me. She loved it. She joined a masterclass that I did of an hour with her husband. Then she said, we want to work with you for 6 sessions and bring you back to the show to share our experience, our own transformation as a couple. So as you can see, only within a few months, I would say October until now, the change, the transformation, the growth has been more than I could expect. Incredible. I think that one more thing I want to mention is that halfway through, I realized that I wanted to not rebrand, but kind of tweak the audience I was talking to, because I was mostly booked with one type of podcast, which I chose. And then I decided that I want to, now that I'm more clear about my message, I want to shift a little bit. And all I had to do was send an email to my case manager,
Your
whatever.
point of contact. Yeah, your
Yes,
point of
that
contact.
one. Amelia, she's amazing. And she right away booked a meeting with me, and we went through the first, like the onboarding process, if you might call it, again. And we were able to write the success criterias and redo our 1-page sheet and everything again. So that flexibility and understanding that we're growing together, because as you're working with us, I am growing and you're willing to change with me. That was huge for me. Coming from somebody who has an academy, I know how important customer service is, and that tells a lot for me. It's not, well, that was the deal, we did it once, now you're stuck with that. So that was huge. The podcast audit that you did for me was also extremely valuable, teaching me how to do this better. So I have only good words, good feedback to say. I have recommended your company to several people.